We are going to discuss a very important energy in the storyline, Kundalini, the power you are not ready to rush. What is that? You are not ready to rush. So, we will explore a powerful and often misunderstood name from the Sri Vishnu Sahasranamavali. What does this coiled energy mean, and why is it something we must approach with understanding and not excitement? Yogis and sages aim to awaken this energy consciously, not accidentally. So, aside from these two principles of birth and death, yogis make an attempt. The greatest practice is so simple: live with balance, clarity, and discipline. Because true awakening is not sudden, it is always prepared. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Jai Shri Ram, Om Shri Matre Namaha. Welcome back to the Clay Studios oil painting vlog number 92 of Sri Vishnu Sahasranamavali. This is a painting that follows the principle of calligram or micrography, using which the 1,000 names of Sri Vishnu are getting painted. While the painting is coming up, I am also trying to understand the deeper meanings lying underneath these names with the help of scriptures of Sanatana Dharma. Whatever I am learning as an amateur, I am also sharing with you via these weekly vlogs. Each vlog typically covers 10 names with the meanings, and then we traverse into tangential perspectives, understanding storylines from the Sanatana Dharma. We have already covered names up to 900 in the previous vlogs. If you haven't checked them out, please do so and come back to this one, because the names are thoroughly interconnected and you will constantly see me referring back and forth to the previous vlog, although I am covering only 10 names at a time in each of the vlogs. The more deeper you understand, the more interesting it is and the more useful it is to introspect, helping you with your personal development or also career development. And that's my personal experience, and that's also why I insist that you try this. Without much ado, let's go on with the plan for today. Today we cover 10 names and the meaning, starting with 901, going on up to 910. And today we are going to discuss a very important energy in the storyline, Kundalini, the power you are not ready to rush. What is that? Let's check it out right after the names and the meanings. So first the names and the meanings, starting with 901. Om Avyayaya Namaha, the unspendable, or he in whom all disappeared during the deluge. 902 is Om Swastidaya Namaha, one who bestows the welfare of all, he who gives all good things to his devotees. 903 is Om Swasti Krite Namaha, one who works out the welfare of all, or he who does good. 905 is Om Swastaye Namaha, the welfare itself, or he who is good himself. 905 is Om Swasti Bhuje Namaha, one who enjoys the welfare, or he who enjoys the goodness. 906 is Om Swasti Dakshinaya Namaha, one who distributes welfare at the end of every good work, or he who has the nature of giving good. 907 is Om Araudraya Namaha, refers to non-frightful, or he who is never cruel. 908 is Om Kundalini Namaha, the coiled one, or he who is Adishesha, or he who wears the shining earlobes, is also another perspective. But this is the topic that we are going to touch upon in a short while from now. So moving on, 909, Om Chakrini Namaha, one who bears the wheel, or he who wears the chakra, the holy wheel. What is it called? The Sudarshana Chakra. 9-10. Om Vikramine Namaha. One who conquers and occupies, or he walks beautifully. It's also another perspective. With that, we come to the end of the 10 names and the meanings. Now we are ready for the powerful, most powerful energy, Kundalini. Kundalini, the power you are not ready to rush. So we will explore a powerful and often misunderstood name from the Sri Vishnu Sahasranamavali today. Kundalini is also connecting us to the other names here. We looked at many of the names here, starting with, Swasti, Swastidaya, Swastikrite, Swastaye, Swastibhuje, Swastidakshinaya. All these names talk about kind of welfare. And everything is coming back to this Kundalini energy. Yeah, the coiled one. This refers to the coiled cosmic energy within us. That is the energy that will bring everything, all welfare. That's how it's connected. And it's also referring to Adishesha, the snake pet that you see, the cosmic serpent upon whom Vishnuji rests. But what does this coiled energy, the snake, serpent is mentioning all the time, it's getting mentioned so many times. What does this coiled energy mean, and why is it something we must approach with understanding and not excitement alone? The symbolism of coiled energy. Kundalini literally means coiled like a serpent. Yeah? So a coiled spring holds immense potential energy, but it is stable, controlled, and at rest. Similarly, this energy within us is powerful, dormant, and intelligently held back for some reason. We'll find out. In the Shrimad Bhagavatam, Adishesha represents stability, balance, and cosmic support. And I think we have touched upon this topic many times in many of our vlogs, where Adishesha is, also in the role of Balarama, in the role of Lakshmana in the Rama avatar. You see that he is building in and bringing in the stability and balance and providing all the support needed in each and every role that he is taking, Adishesha is taking. So if we have to connect that serpent, Kundalini is not chaos. It's a controlled power waiting for readiness, let's say. Natural awakening, birth and death. So traditionally it is said that this energy, Kundalini energy, naturally awakens twice in human life. Once during the birth and once during the death. So at birth, at a certain stage in the womb, when the formation stabilizes and the consciousness appears, begins to engage, the being transitions from a biological structure into a living, aware presence, let's say. The newborn baby's first cry is also symbolic in a way. So there is a subtle transition from, awareness into the dense experience of the world, and that is also the reason why it's believed the child is crying. So you can think that, imagine that while we were in the womb of our mothers, we were still connected to the cosmic energy and the inputs that could come, the wisdom that could come. So we were connected to that. At the same time, we were also trying to make a connection to the earth, because we are going to be born. But the moment we were born, we get disconnected from the higher realms, and we are entering this experience called world. Yeah. So this is one position or one space when the Kundalini awakening happens inside the womb. And then the other stage is at death. At the end of life, there is again a shift. From a physical identity, we are back towards the subtle awareness. So many traditions observe that a person and during death, his final words can carry some kind of clarity or insight also. These are symbolic ways of expressing connection and disconnection during the birth and then reconnection during the death. The yogic path. Yogis and sages aim to awaken this energy consciously, not accidentally. So aside from these two principles of birth and death, yogis make an attempt. But how do they make an attempt? Let's just take it out with the help of a verse from Shrimad Bhagavad Gita, Canto 16, verse 17. Yuktahara viharasya yukta cheshtasya karmasu yukta swapnava bodhasya yogo bhavati dukkhaha, which means yoga becomes the destroyer of pain for him who is moderate in eating and reaction or recreation, who is moderate in his exertion during his actions, who is moderate in the sleep and wakefulness. So moderation is important. Moderation is the key. Kundalini awakening, how does it happen? It's not about intensity. It is about the balance, preparation and discipline. So everything in moderation. The modern misunderstanding. So today there is a growing trend, shortcuts, instant techniques and even substances claiming to awaken higher states. They do, but let's be clear, not all doors should be forced open. Yeah, so just think of it like this. Trying to awaken your Kundalini energy without preparation, the way it is expected in what is explained in Canto 6 verse 17, everything in moderation and preparation. Without that, if we are trying to awaken the Kundalini, it is like using a high voltage transformer to charge a small phone. What will happen to the small phone? It will burn. It will be extinguished because it cannot take that voltage. Yeah. The system is not ready. The result is not enlightenment. It can be confusion, imbalance or harm. So this is why the traditional paths emphasize a gradual discipline, mental clarity and ethical grounding. Deeper symbolic message. Kundalini teaches us that the power must be earned and not necessarily accessed prematurely. Growth must be aligned, not accelerated blindly. Readiness matters more than curiosity. In the modern life, this applies everywhere. Technology, knowledge, influence. Just because something is available does not mean that we are ready for it. Kundalini is not something to fear. It's not something to chase as well. So it is something to prepare for. When the body, mind and awareness are completely aligned, this coiled energy naturally unfolds. Until then, the greatest practice is so simple. Live with balance, clarity and discipline. Because true awakening is not sudden, it is always prepared. I am touching upon these chapters 10 and 11 of Shrimad Bhagavad Gita, where there is a discussion between Arjuna and Sri Krishna. Arjuna is insisting on the Vishwarupa Darshana. So he is finally getting it in one place. What does he do? He sees certain things that he is maybe not ready to see. He had a glimpse of something and he just shuts down and he says, I'm unable to see you at one point, I'm unable to see you, oh my Lord. Please shut down whatever you are showing me and come back to the form that you are normally. So he is unable to take it. So if you can imagine Arjuna, who's so much venerated and described as one of the most efficient personalities, one of the yogis, karma yogis, who's in distress at the time of the war and needs Krishna's help, is guided by Krishna, also loses a little bit of patience there when he is insisting, I want to see the way you are. What is God? Who are you really? What do you do? Show me everything. So, these chapters are also another example of slightly, getting impatient. Even the patient being does get impatient. And what happens is the vision that is unbearable. He's unable to consume or make sense out of what he's seeing because he is not ready for it. So again, living with balance, clarity and discipline through awakening never is sudden. It is always prepared. I hope you found this useful. I am very sure that this is perhaps, stopping you or pausing you in your journey, yogic journey. If so, please do share your thoughts in the comments. This is a very important but much debated topic. So let's talk about it. Until we meet in the next session, stay blessed, stay happy, stay healthy, stay motivated. Thank you.